The quicker a fighter can locate somebody and rescue them from a burning building, the greater the likelihood of a positive outcome. To apply, you'll need to submit a script and a 60-second video before November 1st. And the winner will have their PSA aired right here on WBAY. This side of the bandage is hydrophobic or water resistant, and it protects the wound from exterior infections. On the other side of the bandage is the absorption polymer, which locks in all of that fluid, creating somewhat of a gel, preventing the wound from getting bigger. The 78th floor is the highest that any firefighter walked inside the World Trade Center on 9/11. And when climbers go that same distance here, that's when they'll ring this bell. Bill and Cammie, whether it be by car, plane, or any other form of transportation, you can expect to see millions of people traveling from around the nation and here in Wisconsin over the Memorial Day weekend. 62 flags for 62 veterans from this area who served during the Vietnam War. Bob and Joshua worked on this training facility for over a year, and now it's one of the best training facilities for volunteer firefighters in the area. The way these vehicles work, the light from the sun comes down and hits this solar panel. Then that energy is transferred through these wires and into this motor, thus powering on the vehicle. Many counties like Outagamie County and Brown County are still under a tow ban, so we can't help but emphasize this enough. If you do plan to head out, please be careful. In a developing town that was made of mostly wood, the fire was so devastating, people still hear stories of how fast and brutal it was when it took place in the middle of the night.
The whole town burned within an hour, and the air was actually on fire with the sawdust coming up from the streets.
The Midwest was exceptionally dry in 1871. On October 8th, the Peshtigo fire spanned up to 1.5 million acres, going from just north of Green Bay all the way into Michigan, killing roughly 1,200 people, making it the deadliest fire in American history. This historical marker is the oldest one in the state of Wisconsin, and it immortalizes the lives that were lost here over 150 years ago. And it takes on the name the Forgotten Fire because the Great Chicago Fire happened at the same time. But news from Peshtigo couldn't get out because telegraph lines were destroyed from a previous inferno.
On the right-hand side, you can see the 1-to-1 scale. That's the amount of land that burns in Chicago. And then the Peshtigo fire is the rest of that up there.
Jenna Smith, a curator, sharing pieces that survived over $130 million worth of total damages. Like this petrified Bible found open and intact nearly 125 years after.
You can still see some of the words on the page, and it's just a direct connection back to what was going on that night. Like, are there folks who were trying to prepare for this fire in other ways or try to survive this fire in other ways?
Seeing this 30 years after its discovery, Frank Bjorkman says it's like a renewal of his faith.
If that survives and the town disappears, there's something beyond what we have today. There's something to look forward to later.
Peshtigo Fire Museum will host a memorial honoring the lives lost at their museum starting at 7. For many people Sunday morning in Door County, scenes like this were almost everywhere.
We've lived up here for quite a while, and we get windstorms that knock trees onto power lines and knock power out, but never to this extent.
After the severe storms that passed through the state Saturday night, people checking out the aftermath the next day saw lots of property damage. But at least there was still a bright side.
Relief that nobody got hurt. Relief that it can be replaced. Yeah, relief.
Chris Weidenbacher taking me deeper into Bailey's Harbor to his friend Terry Connolly's house, where 2 trees lay on his home and debris knocking off part of his roof, damaging the electrical box and being one of the thousands without power.
Trees landed on our cars. They landed on different parts of the house. They blocked the driveway. They were blocking the roads. I mean, it was pretty devastating.
One place hit the hardest is Cana Island Light Station, with roughly 20 people there Saturday night, and Connolly seeing the situation on Facebook. That family being one of many to bring over snacks and food for the people stuck here on this island because they were here for hours with no way to leave. This being just one example of the community helping each other out.
I don't own a chainsaw, but I heard one in our driveway, and I opened the front door, and there was our neighbor with a big chainsaw cutting up the biggest trees to get them off the driveway.
It's gonna take some time to get things back to normal with local companies having so much on their plate. But they say they'll be just fine knowing the community has each other's back. The Appleton Fire Department says it was a long time coming.
I never thought when I woke up this morning that I'd be riding on an old 28 Seagrave where I made my first fire run.
Jim Mothy, a retired firefighter who held almost every position during his tenure, honored during the ceremony Thursday as the department unveiled this nearly 100-year-old restored fire engine at Fire Station Number 1. This rig goes all the way back to 1928, and it took over a decade to restore it. Brad Brodigam led the project with friends of the Appleton Fire Department. The old rig served the station for 39 years before it was retired and sold at an auction, gone without a trace. That's until 2011, when Station 1 received a call from someone who owned the pumper and worked out a plan to bring it home. Brad, a retired fourth-generation Appleton firefighter, made it his mission to get it running again.
It was just a long restoration, but now we see the results, and it's very exciting, and to see Jim riding on it, it's amazing.
Jim retired back in 1985. He says he's happy to come back for a visit to relive the good old days.
I never expected to go for a ride. I just thought with my family here, we'd get a good look at it and that would be it. But I was pleasantly surprised.
And you can get a good look at it too. The fire truck now on display for educational purposes at Station Number 1, Home Sweet Home.